Red Hood finally shoots the Joker. Or does he? In the storyline The Man Who Stopped Laughing, we are having a bit of confusion. We discover that there is a Joker, and that there is a Joker. A second individual who is shot in the head believing that he is also the Joker, but his memories were a little screwy. Joker 1 went to LA to try and start a new criminal empire, while Joker 2 was trying to get his memories sorted out. But once he broke into a hospital and forced the surgeon to remove the bullet from his head, he basically believed that he was the proper Joker and that the other guy in LA was the fake. While this is going on, Red Hood was chasing down Joker 2, believing him to be a fake as well. But after a few words were exchanged with Red Hood at the end of our last video, Jason now thinks that this is the real Joker, and he can finally get his revenge. Which brings us to today's video. Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing 5 through 8. This is Comicstorian, and I make audio dramas of current comic books to allow you to keep up with the incredible industry and storylines. Support it by going to your local store. Now let's get into it. Upper West Side of Gotham. Several young kids are searching for their friend as the snow begins to fall out of the sky. They walk inside one of the neighborhood haunted houses to find their friend standing quietly in the entrance hall. "Ricardo, you know the old clown house is off limits, it's haunted," one of the kids whispers, but Ricardo isn't listening. He's staring at Jarvis Tech, the Mad Hatter, walking down the stairs. "When you send your friend to roam in and invade my home, I am forced, of course, to teach you a lesson in dispossession." Jarvis smiles. But before the Mad Hatter can act, a window shatters inward to reveal the Joker with a makeshift cape and baseball bat. "Hello, evildoer! It's me, Batman!" he says with a smile. Jarvis tries to run, but the Joker cracks him across the face, glancing back at the kids. "Don't you kids run off yet! Don't think that I'm done with you! I'll only be a moment," Joker tells them. Joker stands over Jarvis, hitting him with his bat, demanding to know why the Mad Hatter is in one of his old safe houses. Jarvis looks at the Joker with terror, explaining that the other one gave him a key. "The Joker! The real Joker!" he gasps, and a smile breaks across his face. "He's back in Gotham too, and he's not happy with you," Jarvis tells him. Elsewhere in town, Jason Todd is still tracking down the Joker, but now he learns that the other Joker, the one who went to LA, has returned as well. On the south side, Joker has followed Mad Hatter's instructions, heading into the old warehouse. "Hello? Anyone in here?" he says with a giggle. "A little man in a big hat told me that you were here, and he seemed very reliable," he calls out, but the cage suddenly slams down around him, and Joker 2 turns smiling, shining his flashlight into the shadows as a voice calls out to him. "So glad that you could join me. I've been meaning to speak to you as well. You've been causing quite a problem for me, so I was hoping that we could talk face to face." The real Joker, Joker 1, steps out, dressed in the purple suit, the one that he wore when he left for LA. "I must say, you do look just like me. How did you do it?" he says with a smile, and the two Jokers stand before each other, looking each other up and down. The wounded Joker 2 suggests that they fight it out, but Joker 1 shakes his head. He then suddenly turns, aware of the smell of smoke. "Oh, that? I lit the building on fire before I came in here," Joker 2 says with glee. He pulls out a water pistol from his pocket, and Joker 1 heads for the door. "You're forgetting one simple thing. You can't leave." But the doors are locked from the outside, and neither Joker is leaving the building. "We burn together," Joker says with laughter. Nearby, Red Hood has tracked both Jokers to this area as the snow begins to fall and a voice calls out to him. "Watch your step, kid," Stephanie calls out with her best Batman voice, and Jason whirls around, pointing his pistol right at her, but holsters it when he recognizes her. She hands him coffee, informing him that Batman wants him brought in, but Stephanie is trying to warn him so that Jason can just leave town. Meanwhile, Joker 1, LA Joker, rushes back to the cage, pulling out a pistol and aiming it at Joker 2. "I was supposed to find out who you really are and why you're doing this, but I don't even care. Give me the keys or I'm going to shoot you now," he snaps at him. But Joker 2 smiles. I've actually come here to find out who you were and why you're pretending to be me. But this is much more fun. He laughs as he aims the water pistol, firing, and a spray of acid shoots out, striking Joker 1 in the face. Just because they're called water pistols doesn't mean you can't put other liquids in them. Joker 1 scrambles away, smashing through one of the boarded up windows, plummeting to the city below. And Joker 2 stares at him for a moment before spraying acid on the cage's lock. Huh, I didn't expect that. I guess I should be leaving too, he says to himself. And on the nearby rooftop, Jason finishes the coffee that Stephanie gave him and throws it to the ground. You don't understand. I have to finish this. The Joker, I have to stop him for good, he tells her, and he asks her to give him the night, and then he'll leave. But they're both interrupted as they look up to see the warehouse in the distance burning. At the warehouse, the fire department has now arrived, unaware of the Joker as he walks outside. He finds an open sewer grate and follows Joker 1 inside of it. I know you're in here, my fake little friend. But a voice grunts from the dark. I didn't sign up for this. The fake Joker groans, and Joker smiles, shaking his head, shining his flashlight at the wounded man. What did you think was going to happen? Light falls upon Joker 1, the Joker from LA, and Joker 2, the man who had the bullet removed from his head, can see the acid burns. Oh wow, that looks horrible. He then aims the water pistol, but he suddenly pauses. Wait, what do you mean you didn't sign up for this? But the conversation is interrupted by a gunshot. As Joker 1, the one who was here originally, the one who left for LA, his head explodes. And above them, Red Hood is leaning down with a smoking pistol in his hand. The cops suddenly surround him, and in the sewers, Joker 2 turns to run. But a subway train suddenly rolls by, knocking him away. Up above, the police have Jason on the ground and they're handcuffing him. I really did it, he whispers to himself in disbelief, but the cops can't find the Joker's body below. Just a pile of wet clay. Sometime later, we see the Joker is still in LA. He's actually moved to Malibu, but a phone call comes in. Clayface is on the other end. Your little impersonator sprayed me in the face with acid. I want the rest of my money, Joker. Joker doesn't respond, hanging up the phone and turning to his henchman. It's like I always say, if you want something done right, don't hire an escaped mental patient made out of mud to do it. Pack the bags, Mr. Waffles. We're going back to Gotham to deal with my imposter myself. Back in Los Angeles, the Joker smiles as he aims the van through Griffith Park. I think you're going the wrong way, boss, Mr. Waffles calls out from the back seat, but the Joker tells him that he needs to make a quick stop. They point out that he might miss his flight, but the Joker shakes his head. It's my plane! I think they'll wait for me! This'll be fast! Don't worry so much! The Joker tells his henchmen, ignoring the growling coming out of the back seat. They finally pull into a park with the rest of the henchmen pulling up behind them, confused as to why they've stopped. But the Joker points out that they never got to enjoy any of the nature while they were here in California, and he opens up the back of the van, allowing 3 wildcats to leap free and attack his henchmen. There are trees in Gotham, but no nature! Take it in, boys! Joker shouts with glee as the henchmen begin to wrestle the cats. 20 minutes later, the Joker and his surviving men find themselves at the observatory, with Mr. Waffles once again pointing out that they really need to get to the airport, but the Joker pulls them in. Shh! Watch! Multiple explosions suddenly rip through the city in the distance. I love LA! Joker bellows as the fires erupt behind him. Joker smiles, pointing out that he took over the city's underworld in a matter of days and no one managed to stop him. No one even tried to stop him. The city didn't respect me. They barely tried to stop me. So as a parting gift, I give them chaos. I blew up some police stations. Mr. Waffles points out that getting to the airport is probably going to be harder now. Don't worry, we'll be in Burbank in 15 minutes. But Mr. Waffles stops him. But boss, your plane is in LAX. Joker whirls on him with freedom in his eyes. LAX? What have you done to me? Over in Gotham City, Jason is told that he might not be staying for very long as an officer comes over to his cell. It's your lucky day, smart guy. That clown you confessed to killing, turns out he ain't so dead yet. But he will be when the LAPD find him. Back over in LA, Joker and his men are driving through the city, which is now engulfed in violent riots. The city starts to get fun right as I'm trying to leave. Mr. Waffles tries to get through the throngs of people and he stops, opening the car door, firing his weapon into the air. But the rioters rush forward, pulling him out. Oh, that's not so bright! The Joker laughs as he watches. He gets out, ordering the people to stop since he needs to get to the airport. Get back to Gotham, clown! Someone shouts as they throw a firebomb at him, and the Joker dodges as the bomb explodes in his car, lighting the rest of his men on fire. The riots continue, and the Joker gets out to observe everything. Yes! Yes! This is where all the excitement is! He shouts with glee, and then he joins in, firing his pistol, smacking everyone who even gets close to him. But Mr. Waffles crawls back over to him. No, boss! You gotta go! He shouts, trying to get the Joker moving. Meanwhile, beneath the streets of Gotham, the creature known as Solomon Grundy leans over the body of the Joker that was struck by the train. Sick man must eat. Grundy keep you alive. He rumbles as he squeezes the blood of the dead rat into Joker 2's mouth. Meanwhile, Joker 1 is still running through the streets of Hollywood, shocked that everyone here seems so calm when the rest of the city has erupted into violence. He suddenly whirls around when Batman appears behind him. You shouldn't have come here, clown. You're in my area. Everything else east of Vine is mine. Even those drunk bastards Freddy and Jason know that. He says, and Joker seems confused as Batman offers to work together and charge for group photos. A family comes over and asks them to get a photo. Joker is more confused as everyone starts posing around him. This pretend Batman then pretends to punch him for the photo, but the Joker just smiles, raising his pistol. How's this? He says, firing, and he laughs as everyone begins to run around and scream. As the people begin to scatter, Joker leans down, pulling some cash off of the fake Batman. Now to get a taxi, he says with a smile, and he turns just in time to get smacked in the face by a staff member. Joker falls to the ground as a Manhunter stands over him, her electro staff shoved at his chest. You should have never come to LA, Joker. That's what I keep saying, strange lady! He smiles back at her. It was 45 minutes earlier when Kate was sitting in an AA meeting. She was talking about how she had to give up her job because it would lead to drinking. But she was interrupted as the explosions at the police stations began to rip through the city. She quickly rushed outside, changing into her Manhunter costume, quickly working on hunting down the Joker. Now, he kicks up at her, knocking her away. I'm sorry if this is rude, but I don't know who you're supposed to be, he cackles as he gets to his feet. I'm your worst nightmare, clown, she growls as he cocks an eyebrow. My worst nightmare is being bored? He asks, and the two of them begin to fight as the civilians gather around them, taking pictures and filming, thinking that this is some sort of street performance. The Joker manages to stun Kate long enough to get away, allowing him to fire into several people. But everyone is still filming, and the Joker is confused as he turns his gun on them. How many people do I have to kill in the middle of the street before you people are afraid of me? He asks as he continues to fire at them. At this moment, the people of LA have finally gotten the message and begin to panic. Manhunter jumps back in, swinging her staff again, knocking him away. You're gonna pay for this, Joker. It's over. Try anything funny and I'll put this through your damaged brain. But he smiles. My dear, I don't try funny things. I just do them. And he laughs as a cop car suddenly appears, slamming into Manhunter, knocking her away. The doors open, revealing Mr. Waffles, who stole the car and has been looking for the Joker. Took you long enough. Move over. I'm driving, he says as he gets into the car. But back in Gotham, Jason is being moved to Blackgate since someone believes that he is a flight risk. Several SWAT members push him against the wall, handcuffing him, but Jason isn't fazed. You seem pretty calm. You know we're gonna kill you in there, right, tough guy? The cops growl, and Jason shakes his head. No, but you're gonna try. Back over in LA, Manhunter finally wakes up. The citizens surround her, suggesting that she stay down until an ambulance can get to them. But she gets to her feet, demanding to know where the Joker went. Someone points her in the direction that the Joker left in his cop car, and Manhunter steals a motorcycle. Sorry, I need this, she shouts to the rider as she throws him to the ground and peels off into the night. Meanwhile, the Joker and his men are now stuck in traffic after stopping to get some hamburgers. The 710 is a parking lot at this time. That's why I said we should take the 110 to the 105, but you didn't listen, Mr. Waffles tells him, and Joker sighs, taking another bite of his hamburger. Well, I might have set one of the bombs on 110 for a gag. but they look in the rearview mirror to see Manhunter gaining on them. Wait, is that the woman you hit with the car? Joker asks, and he begins to push the cop car through the traffic, trying to figure out why they haven't seen a single superhero for weeks, and suddenly there's one that won't leave them alone. Well, there's no superheroes in LA except for Manhunter, boss, Mr. Waffles tells him. Her name is Manhunter? Isn't that, like, sexist? Joker asks as he pushes the car onto the curb, and then he pushes through the traffic, scraping against the sides of other cars. He finally steers off the highway, slamming into the Los Angeles waterways. I'd like to see the person hunter follow us after that, he shouts with glee, but Manhunter revs her motorcycle, leaping off the bridge, slamming down into the waterway and following close behind. Wow, I really didn't think she'd do that. What did you do to make her so mad at you, Waffles? Meanwhile, back in Gotham City, Grundy is still trying to nurse Joker 2 back to life. He tries to struggle to his feet, but Grundy pushes him back down. Rest. Make you strong like Grundy. I don't think I'd like to be that strong. None of my suits will fit anymore, Joker whispers, and then he's shocked that Grundy is helping him, pointing out that they didn't get along very much in the past. But Grundy tells him that they are the same now. We are dead, he rumbles. Over in LA, Manhunter leaps off her bike, leaping onto the hood of the Joker's car. She slams her electro staff onto the hood, exploding it, sending the car careening into the air. Manhunter flips clear as the car crashes down, and Joker grits his teeth as he crawls free of the wreckage. This is crazy! Are you unwell? Who acts like this? I'm trying to leave your stupid city! Why won't you let me leave? He gasps. The Manhunter is there, kicking him in the face, grabbing him by the jacket, dragging him to the pool of water. Wait, are you gonna drown me? You can't drown me in the LA River. It's only 4 inches deep, he shouts, but Manhunter isn't listening as she shoves his head under. Back over in Gotham, Grundy slumps down into the swirling sewer waters beneath him, and Joker looks on in shock before pulling his new undead best friend out of the water. Grundy rolls over, coughing it up. Who did this to you, Solly? Did you tell them where I was? Joker asks, but Grundy shakes his head, patting Joker, telling him that he would never tell the alligator man about his dead clown friend. Thank you, dead giant friend. Maybe I should have a word with alligator man, Joker whispers, as Grundy continues to pat his head. Meanwhile, back at the LA River, Manhunter glares down as she continues to hold Joker 1's head under the water. This is the end, Joker! All the pain and suffering stops here, she snaps, and Joker manages to get his head above water. I'm sorry! Did you say something? I think I got water in my ears! He cackles as she pushes him back under. But Manhunter looks up as a couple of teens approach, distracting her. Joker manages to get above the water, stabbing her in the neck with a broken bottle that he found, and he cackles as he pulls himself free. Back over in Gotham, Killer Croc floats through his sewer home, but he's shocked to find a school of dead fish floating along. What the? He gasps, but Joker is behind him, pulling a cloth over his head, trying to strangle him. I didn't think you'd drink the water. I was hoping, but even you have limits. But I poisoned it just in case, Waylon. Can't be too careful, right? Joker asks, but Croc throws the wounded clown off of him. You're a dead man. I'm gonna take my time with this one. But when he looks around, Joker is suddenly gone. Back in LA, Joker is trying desperately to flag down a taxi, wanting to finally be free of the city, but he looks up as a Manhunter rushes after him. Joker, we're not done yet! She shouts, and Joker looks at her with dismay. Aren't we? I guess I could stab you a couple more times if you really want, but I don't see the point! She swings at him with her electric staff, and Joker ducks underneath, trying to run. But Manhunter grabs him by the hair, beginning to slam his head into the glass of a car that screeches to a stop. Can we talk about this? Joker asks, each word punctuated by the glass breaking beneath him. Manhunter pulls him back, preparing to hit him again, but the Joker stops her. Wait, let me ask you a question. What's big and yellow and has 4 wings and looks really dumb? But Manhunter isn't willing to play his game, and she really should have, because at that moment, Killer Moth suddenly flies out of the air, slamming into her, throwing her to the ground. Back over in Gotham, Killer Croc is stalking Joker 2 through the sewers, following his insane giggling. He leaps out of the water to attack the Joker, but is shocked to find a maintenance worker tied to a pole. Please, no, I have a family, the man says, explaining that the Joker grabbed him and forced him to wear his clothes. I was just trying to work in the gas lines, but I won't ever come back again, I swear, the line worker says, and Croc sniffs the air. Gas lines, he whispers. The Joker laughs from the shadows as he throws a match into the air, lighting the sewers on fire. Croc leaps back into the water, but finds himself captured in a net made of barbed wire. As he pulls himself back to the surface, he finds the Joker waiting for him. Funny, all the stuff people throw away that winds up down here, isn't it, Waylon? And the Joker laughs out loud with a board, cracking Croc across the head. But Croc just growls. I ain't like the rest of the wackos in Gotham. I've never been afraid of the real Joker, and a weak imposter like you ain't it. He rears back, taking a bite out of the Joker's arm, and the Joker shrieks, staggering away. I'm the real Joker. The other one is the fake. You'll see. He gasps before passing out and falling into the water. Back in LA, the Joker watches as Killer Moth and Manhunter continue to fight. I think I'm just gonna go, he says before standing up and starting to stagger away. This is your fight. Get her off me, man. Killer Moth shouts, and the Joker sighs, grabbing a nearby fleeing woman, pressing the gun to her head. Fine, okay, Red Lady, let the Mothman go or I kill this lady, Joker orders. Manhunter finally relents, demanding to know what the Joker wants. He tells her that he wants to leave. But Manhunter twists, leaping at him, and Joker has no choice but to release the woman and fire his weapon. Manhunter's staff stabs into his shoulder, pinning him to the concrete overpass. This is honestly insane behavior. I don't even know you. Why won't you let me leave? But Killer Moth is there again, slamming into Manhunter, knocking her off the overpass, letting her fall to the LA River below. Both villains stare at her and watch as she slams into the ground. Okay, that was intense. Who the hell is that, Joker? Joker just shrugs. I thought she was with you! But as the Joker looks up, he sees that Killer Moth is now pointing the gun at him, pissed that he did what Joker asked in Gotham after pointing Red Hood to the imposter and was stabbed for his troubles. There isn't enough money in the world to get you out of this. I'll give you $2 million, Joker says simply. Back over in Gotham, Red Hood is being led out of prison. His guards have prepared to transfer him to Blackgate Penitentiary, but he's interrupted by a blonde woman that wanders in off the street. The cops check her to make sure that she's okay and send her along her way. But Jason looks at her in surprise, sure that he's seen her before. As she leaves, Barbara Gordon pulls off the wig, radioing in all the details of the convoy to the Bat family, prepared to bust Red Hood out. And back in LA, Killer Moth finishes pulling Mr. Waffle's body out of the river, stuffing him into the car that they stole. Joker yawns next to him, closing his eyes. I need a nap after that. You take the first shift and Mr. Waffles can go second. Yeah, I think he's dead, Killer Moth points out, and Joker shrugs. Well then, you'll take second as well. And that brings us to the conclusion of Red Hood finally getting to kill the Joker, kind of. Because it turns out it was Clayface and LA Joker hasn't even made it back to Gotham. This story is really interesting to me. I love the idea of these two Jokers not knowing who's who, and they're so separated that we just basically have two different adventures of Joker running around. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Red Hood's finally going to get his revenge? Because honestly, as much as I want him to, I don't think he will. Or maybe he'll kill one of these Jokers and kind of resolve this whole situation for everybody. Who knows? I don't, but make sure you like and subscribe so you can stick around on this channel and get more of the Joker storyline as it comes out. But if you enjoyed this, check out our Batman coverage, the original Joker storyline, or the one where he went to Texas and fought against a bunch of cannibals. All of those will be linked down below, and I'll see you next time right here at the Comicstorian channel.